Hi everyone, Greg from RPM Technik. Hope everyone's good. That time of the week again where we do another video. Our first video got more than 2 views, so I said if we got more than 2 views we'd do another one, so here we are. Anyway, I thought we'd start in the projects room today, and the reason we are in here is because in the comments section people wanted to see more about this car behind us and also the engine room, so we'll come on to that in a sec and maybe we'll pop in and see Alex in the sales department last. But getting straight into it, this car, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out, is a 959. And how we came across this 959 is that we've serviced a few of these in the past, and the gentleman that owned this had actually not used it for somewhere between 25 and 30 years. It just sat in a barn. Anyway, various reasons for why, but clearly when a car of this calibre is sat like that for such a long period of time, you can't just put some fuel in it and crank it and hope for the best. Internals of the engine could seize and all manner of badness. So this engine's been removed. That's in the engine department. We're going to have a look at that in a moment. But as you can see, the paintwork is in absolutely super condition. The rest of the mechanicals the guys will go through and obviously recommission before the car gets put back on the road. But you know, to find a 959 Carrera white, such a cool colour for, you know, an 80s icon, it works really well. And I even like the silver interior as well. That's one from the books. But anyway, so the car engine we're going to have a look at. Ollie's going to tell us a bit about what's happening with that, and then obviously later on in the video series when everything's back together we'll get this on the road and we'll show you what it goes like. But for now, let's go and have a look in the engine room. Right, we've got the lesser spotted Ollie with us. Finally persuaded him to come down from the office. So I've just shown everyone.
I'm at the back working on cars.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you're under a car, weren't you? We've just come from the projects room and we've explained about the white 959. So this is the engine from such a car. So what's happened to it?
Well, it hasn't turned over for 20 years.
Yeah.
So we weren't going to put fresh fuel in it and fire it up. So it's come out for a strip down, assess, reassemble and then recommission it basically.
Yeah. With the other one that we built earlier in the year, was there many of the internals that needed replacing, or?
No, it's just sort of standard bits, you know, bearings, shells, stuff like that. Just checked everything out. We actually put guides in that. I mean, you just don't know until you get it apart. You don't know what it's going to need. I mean, the fact all this corrosion around where the coolant's been in it just sat could cause some issues, but once we get it apart and assessed, we know where we're at.
Cool. Well, what we'll do is when the engine's been fully stripped down and we've had a look inside it, we'll be able to get some more video footage and we can have a chat with. Is Dave going to build this one, I guess? Yeah, we can have a look at it. So we'll also try and persuade Ollie on to film a bit more as well. Anyway, let's into the workshop. So in the workshop today we've got all of the GTs. We've got GT 997, GT3, RSs, GT4, 991 RSs. So we've actually got a track day tomorrow at Donington, which is in conjunction with the RMA. So it's a Porsche only day, and we have lots of clients going. So we're doing it again next year. Might have a couple of dates due to the popularity of it, but consequently today been prepping cars ready to go for tomorrow. So this is a 991 RS MR, as it says on the back, one that we sold. We've actually sold it twice, but sold it recently. So that's going to be out and about and being enjoyed. On Ricky's ramp over here, we've got one of the OGs, 996 GT3 RS. And this one's got some Manti bits on it. So we've got an MR exhaust and ECU, which gives them about just 410 horsepower. It's also got a crown wheel and pinion conversion, so we do these on the GT4s nowadays, but we used to do these back in the day when these cars were new, so it's got a different final drive on it. It's had the ceramics converted over to steels, because unfortunately the ceramics from back in the day aren't quite so good. But yeah, Ricky's servicing it, and it's also just having a quick setup, ready to be enjoyed. This one's an interesting one that Danny's got on his ramp. So obviously the 997 Gen 2 GT3s, Metzger engines, you know, super cool. There's a big thing missing in this one. So unfortunately she had a money shift, had an over rev, so it's necessitated the engine coming out, so that'll be going into the engine room, and we'll have a look at that when it's out and being stripped apart. So these engines very tough, they don't typically fail, so it's actually precautionary rather than it's detonated, but one of those things, and the owner's obviously getting on with it. And then over here, little racing yellow GT4. We sold this car, I think, about a year ago, or no, beginning of the year actually. We delivered the car to the chap just outside Manchester, and very kindly he's brought it back for us to service, which is what we're always aiming for. So Neil's wriggling around in there, getting the engine cover back on, and then he'll be doing a setup ready for the guy to come and collect it. And finally, we end up in the sales department, which is where I feel comfortable. Sam nearly did fall over then. That was really good. Anyway, Alex is here. Alex, there's no blue 992 GT3 here anymore. Did you buy it?
No, sadly not. But luckily, it did go off to a client of ours that we've known for quite some time now, so he'll be putting many more miles on it, which would be nice to see.
Indeed. Anything else we sold?
Yes, we sold a lovely Delivery Miles 718 GT4, again going off to a client of ours already. And a 991 Gen 2 GTS manual that's basically a mini touring. It's
also,
lovely.
a theme being with all these three clients, all have bought from us before, because so did the GTS. It's going back to Beaconsfield, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, also had ceramics, that car, which is pretty rare to see. We don't actually sell many air-cooled cars, but this one has been through the air-cooled department for servicing and some prep works, and the client wanted us to sell it. So once Chris sort of gave us a rundown, we thought, ooh, we like that. But what's the main reason we like that?
Mainly because it's contender for best interior ever. So it's so base details of the car: 1997, 63,000 miles. Chris's seal of approval, which is mega. But the interior is just the best. So it's chestnut brown, real period colour combination here. So quite a subtle colour of Arctic silver, and that just makes it look mega.
And from doing a bit of research, there's only, well, according to the internet, only 250 C2S manual that came here. So although we're not about collectors, we like driving the things, that's pretty cool to see as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
really nice.
all the details are on the website now, and Sam behind the camera has taken the photos of it, which look very autumnal. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you found that one interesting. As before, without sounding cringy, if you want us to show you something, put it in the comments and we will read them, we do read them, and we'll give it a crack to include that in next week's video. And I promised on the first video, I think if I said we got more than 2 viewers, we'd do it again. So we did. So if we get more than maybe 5 viewers, we'll do another one next week. So tune in then and we'll show you what we're up to.